The big day is finally here. Welcome, my friends, to Super Bowl Sunday. Welcome to day 35 of betting $100 a day every day for a year. I am going to give you my best bets for Super Bowl 60 tonight. I'm going to give you, let you know how I recommend betting $100 on the game. But if you want all of my bets for Super Bowl 60, check out the latest episode of the Bacon Bets podcast. I bet 60 bets for Super Bowl 60. I have everything that you could possibly think of wagering on the game. I have a side, a total, first quarter, half, player props, awards, color of the Gatorade, coin flip result, bets on the halftime show, everything you could possibly bet on. I have a wager on it, so check out the latest episode of the Bacon Bets podcast before the game tonight to get all of my picks. But I have, how many am I doing for this challenge here today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 6 bets, new record for how many bets I've squeezed into a day of this challenge. But quick recap of yesterday. I went 2-2 for a profit of $14.54, cashing in on St. Thomas and Alabama, losing on Duke and Texas A&M. That brings our year-to-date record heading into the Super Bowl tonight to 56 wins, 70 losses, 1 push, loss of $254.46. If I go 6-0 tonight, we're taking a chunk out of that record. We're going to take a step back towards the green. Although tonight, a couple of aggressive bets, it could go really bad. So let's get into it. I don't want to make this video too long. I'll dive into these picks, like I said, more in the Bacon Bets podcast, or you can actually just read my article over on si.com/betting. My 60 bets for 60 for Super Bowl 60s there as well. So I'll just give you the quick version, the quick reasoning for why I like these picks. Let's get into it. $30 on the Seahawks. Best number right now I could find out of the big sports books, -4.5, -105 at BetMGM. I think we can all agree that the NFC was the better of the two conferences this season. We saw that throughout the regular season. We saw it in the playoffs, and the metrics back that up. At least they back up that the Seahawks are the better team, and a lot of these metrics say the Seahawks are the best team in the NFL. The rightful best team came out of the NFC. First in overall DVOA, first in net yards per play, first in net EPA. Patriots ranked 9th, 3rd, and 2nd in those metrics, so not bad, actually. But I know Patriots hate hearing this. They're sick of hearing it, but the Patriots did play the easiest schedule that we've seen over the past 20 years, I think, in the NFL. And, you know, there's something to be said for that. To be fair, look at how their offense played against the defenses they had to face in the playoffs. Not good. An average of 15.6 offensive points per game in the playoffs. They score 15.6 or 15 offensive points, 16 offensive points today against the Seahawks. That's not going to be enough. And the true difference maker in this game, I do think, could be the Seahawks special teams. Is a difference maker for them several times this season. Second best unit in the NFL, according to DVOA. Patriots special teams comes in at 20th. So keep an eye on that, making a difference as well. So I'm not going to overthink it. Now, I tweeted this out a couple days ago. I am 0-7 the past 7 Super Bowls betting on the spread. So either I'm due or this is bad news for Seahawks better. So Seahawks -4.5, -105, $30 on that. $20 for you Patriots fans. I do have a pro-Patriots prop. Actually, I have 2 pro-Patriots props that I'm going to be betting on today. The first one is Hunter Henry over 38.5 receiving yards, -110 at FanDuel. I do think the one area that the Seahawks struggle in is they do tend to allow a lot of receptions, a lot of yards to opposing tight ends. Second in the NFL in receiving yards allowed to opposing tight ends. 31st in receptions allowed to opposing tight ends. That could lead to Hunter Henry kind of being the secret weapon for the Patriots today. So I do think if there is one offensive player that I would bet on to have a big game for the Patriots, I think it is their tight end, Hunter Henry. So $20 on him to go over 38.5 receiving yards. Let's bet on some punts tonight. $20 over 7.5 punts at -110 at DraftKings. This might be my favorite bet on the board, to be completely honest. Both teams rank outside the top 10 in third down conversion rate. Seahawks also dead last in going for it on fourth down and fourth down attempts. So just right there, already you're going to see probably a decent amount of punts. Patriots have actually averaged 6.3 punts per game so far in the playoffs. So if they punt it 6 times, you only need 2 Seahawks punts for the over to hit. Yeah, so I think we're going to see a lot of punts in this one. I think this is just another way. If you think this is going to be a low-scoring game, a defensive battle, You could bet just the overall game under, and I do like that, but I think this might actually be an even better way of betting on that happening. So over 7.5 punts, -110. How about that? Little fun game prop, $20 on that. Then I have $10 on a few long shot bets. We'll start $10 on Cooper Kupp, +270 to score a touchdown. That's at FanDuel. I think the Seahawks are going to have to do more than just target JSN in this game. I think JSN has a tough matchup ahead of him in Christian Gonzalez. So who better to go to for the Seahawks than someone who's been here before, a former Super Bowl MVP, Cooper Kupp. Sure, he has lost a step at 32, still a great route runner. And we can say with absolute certainty the moment won't be too big for Cooper Kupp. And he's kind of stepped up in the playoffs as well, scoring a touchdown in the NFC Championship game. Has seen more targets thrown his way than he did in the regular season. 5 receptions in the divisional round, 4 receptions in the NFC Championship. So I like this bet, +270 Cooper Kupp to score a touchdown. I'll also put $10 on Christian Gonzalez, like I just mentioned, to get an interception at 7-1. Like I said, I do think the Patriots are just going to use him to shadow Jackson Smith and Jigba, so he's going to have a lot of balls thrown in his direction one way or the other. And if the Patriots do win this game, I know this is kind of counterintuitive to my Seahawks bet, but I do think if the Patriots do win this game, Gonzalez is going to play a big role. And if the Seahawks find themselves down late, they might just start forcing the ball in JSN's direction, and that's when Christian Gonzalez is going to have a chance to get an interception. So I think we can all say, with certainty, there's at the very least going to be a lot of balls thrown Gonzalez's way, with him likely being the one shadowing JSN. If that's the case, I think a 7-1 sprinkle on him to get an interception is worth a bet. So $10 on that. And then finally, $10 on Kenneth Walker to win Super Bowl MVP. This kind of lines up with the same narrative. I actually do think Christian Gonzalez is going to at least slow down JSN a little bit in this game. The Seahawks are going to have to look a different direction. And Kenneth Walker can attack the Patriots both on the ground and through the air in the receiving game. 111 all-purpose yards at least for Kenneth Walker in the first 2 playoff games. He's been extremely effective with Zach Charbonnet. And if the Seahawks do have a late lead, hand him the ball even more, run down the clock. I think, if you want to bet on him to score 2 touchdowns, I think it's around +350. I think that's a great bet. I think they're just going to ride Kenneth Walker all game, not put too much on Sam Darnold's shoulders. So I think there's enough value there for him to be worth a bet at +850 to win Super Bowl MVP. So I'll put $10 on that. That is how I would recommend betting $100 on Super Bowl 60. But like I said, check out the latest episode of the Bacon Bets podcast, 60 bets for Super Bowl 60. Good luck tonight, my friends. Enjoy the action. May Gamblor bless us on this beautiful day. Good luck. I will talk to you hungover tomorrow morning.